Hi, Tea Society. Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. And today we're checking out Chaeyoung's Shoot dance practice. I don't know why my brain couldn't say that name. We're checking out the dance practice though. I'm excited because we only got to see a little bit of it, of the dance at like the end of the music video, which obviously there was like some story stuff happening in the actual music video. But it makes me intrigued for what the choreography is going to be, because I feel like there's so much intentionality in the storytelling so far from what I've seen of this comeback or this solo debut, that it makes me really intrigued about what we're going to get from a choreography standpoint. What elements did she want to bring in to the performance side of this? Excited. Also, can we talk about the red shoes? Very Dorothy. Ooh, okay. I love the like shoot choreo that we have. The choreography is fun too. Wait, I love how this is grooving to. Look at the tableaus, right? Hang on. I love the like shoot right off the bat. Smooth little body roll there too. I love having that hand detail. Ooh, that's fun. Like having them cross over. Wow, she's smooth. I also love that we're getting, you can hear the footfalls, which are very in sync, but I like that there's this like clear beat to the way that they're walking too, because this song is so much about the groove of it, right? Like the vibe of this song, I feel like pulls so much of that. So I like that they're moving in such a way that feels like it's very much obviously following like the beat of the song, but it has this marching in time. I don't know, there's like a fun bounce to that. Super smooth from Chaeyoung too, of like the body rolls that are happening, like in contrast to that rigid kind of marching, right? Like that's so smooth right there. Oh, I like the butterfly. Beautiful tableau there. We get the butterfly and the tableau. Oh, I like that moving out for the formation. I love that too. Cool little transition to that move, like through the body. The like slingshot move is really fun. Ooh, I like that too, the salute and then from heart, that chest isolation there. So interesting to have these really, again, rigid moves in contrast to some of these smoother ones. And it almost feels, I don't know entirely, because I have been, honestly, paying a little bit more attention to Chaeyoung, right? As opposed to like everything. But it feels almost like the backup dancers have some more rigid movements, right? There's this like holding in some of the like arm formations and some of the body formations. And I think that is contrasting really well with some of the stuff from Chaeyoung to be like a little bit more flowing, right? It's helping her stand out in the formation. But I also think it's interesting given in the music video, we had the dancers specifically dressed to blend into the background. And given the story of the music video, it's almost having these kind of like toys come to life, right? These kind of her imagination in control of the story. So it's interesting to have the dancers almost like making these like environments or tableaus behind her, right? They're framing her. And we have these like rigid movements that I feel like really mirror that in it as well, right? Where she has some more like flowing movements, which make her stand out, but it also is like a little more organic in the way that she's moving around, right? So there's something, I guess, choreographed in that, which feels weird for something that's like obviously choreographed because of they're dancing. It feels more like the dancers are creating the kind of like frame that she's existing in for the choreo, which is really fun, like conceptually. I love that, like, da-da. And obviously she blends more into them for the chorus, which is fun. Whoa, they got on the ground fast. That's so fun. There's all these fun little sequences in it too that are like isolations for like different parts of the body too, which are just, again, there's almost something like, obviously it takes a lot of kind of coordination and getting all those little details right. They're like quick too. It's like these speed ups in contrast to these like held positions, which is also really fun. It feels almost like marionette in a way, right? To have these separate parts of your body activating at different times. Maybe I'm just speaking from a place of like pantomime, right? Where if you want something to feel doll-like in the way that you're moving, you activate different parts of traveling that movement, right? Because with a marionette, you have to pull on like each of the different strings, right? So like your shoulder will move, your elbow will move, your wrist will move, and then you'll get like the fingers activating, right? So having all these kind of traveled movements where it's like head, shoulder, right? It has that feeling of like being marionetted around, which again fits into some of the aesthetic that we were getting with the music video, right? Of having the stop motion animation, the different frame rates, and she had a little bit of a kind of doll outfit in at least Avocado, right? And having kind of her dolls come to life in this kind of fantasy world. So I really like that there's that feeling in the choreo itself. I love little shimmy from her. Really smooth getting into that line. I love a good spin. See, the way they frame her is so good. Like, obviously she's like the main focus, but they're doing such a good job. Ooh, I like that they're like framing her really well, but we also have these great moments of her interacting with them directly. Like, it's not like she's existing with the dancers existing around her, right? There isn't this separation between them, even though it feels like the dancers are framing her really well. We've got like depth in just this shot alone. I think that's so good. It's so well put together. I need to find, I don't know who was in charge of all like the choreo for this, but great job. And all the dancers, fantastic. They're on point too. Like the sync is there. Literally framing her. I mean, look at the layers. Ooh, I love that like body roll forward for that held note. Ooh, I love that. Again, like the rigid and then it all flows and goes loose again. I love a good hand detail, so even just like having the shoot, right? Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, I love, okay, I've said this before, I think it was in the strategy choreo for Twice, right? That there is something about the way that Chaeyoung does like this delayed like a body roll, like again these isolated parts of where the moves are activating, where like even though there's like fluidity to it, you can like trace which motion is activating, right? So that step forward, the foot itself, like the toes are what's activating like the whole movement throughout the rest of her body, just like walking over. And it's a really fast like quick step over, but because of that I love that you can see like the wave right from that activation point all the way through. I love that walk back in on the salute. That's cute, the little jump. Ooh, listen to that synchronization. That's so fun. I love the little shimmy at the end. It's so cute. Oh my god, all these little bounces too are good. Ugh, the synchronization is phenomenal anyway. Like they're on point. But I also just love how there's all these fun little movements in it too. Obviously some of that's like coming from a girl group, there's like certain kind of choreo that you can incorporate with that. Going from twice the style of dancing, that's definitely going to influence the way that Chaeyoung is going to be dancing anyway, to have kind of some of that kind of girl group, fun, bouncy, little like flirtatious, right? Feminine touch to the way that she's dancing anyway. But I love that's incorporated into some of these moments where you have, again, these like rigid, fast sequences that are happening with all these isolations. And then when we let the groove come through, it's these fun little, very like feminine movements, like the little shimmy and the little like flowy arm movements, like letting those moments kind of float in what the instrumentation is and everything. So fun. Because like at no point, even with this kind of alternative edge to the aesthetic of the music video, are we losing the fact that like Chaeyoung is also a woman, also feminine, also presenting with those influences, right? There's a fun kind of off-kilter, like girly whimsy to the way that she's presenting a lot of this. And I think that it's so fun to have some of those movements where it is these cute little movements. She was like framing her face, but these cute little movements mixed into it that I think just add so much to it, because it's about like the song itself feels very much like this, giving yourself permission to have fun and let whatever it is that sparks joy within your heart, just let it be. And that means like not being like self-conscious and not thinking like, oh, I can't do that because that's like a certain like this or that or childish or whatever, right? It's like letting yourself do the thing that makes you happy. And I like to have these cute little movements in it because it's just, I feel like it has some of that carefree feeling to it, again, in contrast to these like very like rigid, held, like quick sequences. Just so good. See, like held after that jump. I also love that it ends with her like in the formation, right? Like I was saying, there's some great depth to some of these tableaus, and I love that we have the shoot right there, like aiming towards her, but she's still like in the formation, right? She's not like front center, right? She's centered, but again, framed by the dancers. And I think that there's a great use of like depth framing, creating an environment around her by the dancers. Great job from them. And again, fun choreo. And I love that too. I think that it fits really well with the aesthetic, the story, the sound of it. And I think that it just fits with Chaeyoung too, as like a performer, that it has this kind of fun, off-kilter feeling to some of the moves, right? Even just having a little bit of that like marionette feeling to some of the movements, I feel like fits into that uncanny side of the way that she incorporates things into her art and the aesthetic of this comeback, while also having those kind of like fun, more fluid movements to it. And then also some of the precision in this as well, right? Like she's been performing for a while. This might be her debut as like a soloist, but she's been performing for a long time and she's done a lot of choreos, so she can definitely do something like that. So just a wonderful mix again of like character, story, precision, and like practice, talent, and all of that. So good. I know that there are like live performances and stuff that have been coming up for this, obviously, because this is the single, right? So it's going to have the choreo and the performances and all the promotion stuff around it. But this makes me like really want to check them out, because obviously I love the music video, I love the song, I'm obsessed with it. But also I think the choreo is just so fun. I think again, having some of those fun little movements in it, those like moments where things are slowed down and a little more loose in the presentation of them, right? That it's a great reflection of Chaeyoung as a performer, but also translates really well to like other people getting to do like dance challenges or just like dancing along and having fun with this song as well. So it makes me so excited to see some of that. And I think that she just did such a good job. The dancers did such a good job. I love the precision in so much of it, in contrast again to some of those like looser movements. And I think it just had some great tableaus in it. As someone who did a lot of tableau back in the day when I was performing, I love it whenever I can see these kind of like sets of having everyone come together in a very specific image. And I think they just did such a good job of framing her, and also her like interacting with the dancers as well. Like it didn't feel like she was completely separate from the dancers. It felt very much like they were incorporated within each other and all of that. So good. I can't wait to see what other stuff we're gonna get from this comeback. As this, I'm recording this, let it be known that this video for the dance practice has been out for 30 minutes. So I was on it at a time. So at this moment of recording, I don't know what else we're going to be getting for this, but it makes me super excited. Check out my Patreon if you want to be more up to date to the stuff that I'm going through. Anyway, but I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I'll post a Twice or Chaeyoung reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.